All right, today we're going to peel back the curtain on a really fascinating and, honestly, a pretty powerful online community. It's a space where literally thousands of people are gathering all in real time to ask some of life's most profound questions. You know, we've all been there. You're facing a question that's so personal, so urgent, that you're not even sure who you can talk to about it. It's that kind of universal feeling of just searching for answers when the path forward is anything but clear. I mean, seriously, think about it for a second. Who do you turn to? A doctor? Maybe a family member? A book? Or is it somewhere else entirely? Well, for a growing number of people, the answer is in a place you probably wouldn't expect. Yup, that's right. YouTube live streams. Specifically, ones dedicated to fertility, conception, and pregnancy. And we're not just talking about watching regular videos here. These are real-time digital gatherings where deeply personal questions get immediate and very public answers. Okay, so let's dive into a specific example so you can see exactly how this works. This is Secrets of Pregnancy with Mena, a super popular Arabic language YouTube channel. The host Mena goes live for hours, and I mean hours, at a time, just answering this constant flood of questions from her viewers. But first things first, she's got to build that audience. And this right here reveals the engine behind this whole world. You'll hear Mena constantly encouraging her audience to smash that like button. Now, it's not just about popularity or ego. For her, it is a absolutely vital tool to beat the algorithm. It makes her stream visible to more and more people, and it pulls more women into this shared digital space. And that is such a crucial point. This is not passive viewing at all. The viewers aren't just, watching some pre-recorded video. They're active participants in a live conversation. They ask their questions, Minute answers them using their names, and this immediate personal connection gets built right then and there. It really becomes a community hub, happening live and in the moment. So, what kind of advice are people actually looking for? Well, this is where it gets really, really interesting. The guidance she offers is this unique blend of pretty conventional health advice mixed with some deeply rooted traditional beliefs. Let's break that down a bit. So check this out. It perfectly shows these two different worlds operating side by side. Over on the left, you've got familiar advice you'd probably hear from any doctor, right? Eat healthy, exercise, watch your weight, take your supplements. But then you look to the right and you enter this whole other realm of traditional beliefs. Things like warnings about a cold uterus, using special herbal infusions, and even advice on how to alkalinize your body if you want to have a boy. It's this exact blend that's at the core of her appeal. Let's focus on this idea of the cold uterus for a minute, because it's a really central concept in a lot of her recommendations. So according to Mena, if a woman's period is really painful and has clots, that's a sign that, as she puts it, coldness and air have gotten into the uterus. And she says this can actually prevent a pregnancy for months. So the natural next question is, how do you fix it? Well, the solutions she gives are really practical and accessible. Mena recommends a whole series of steps that are all about creating warmth and cleanliness. We're talking about remedies made from common things you'd find in your kitchen: warming keys, herbal recipes, special washes, all of it designed to fight back against that internal cold. But the channel's advice goes way beyond just conception. Mena often slips into the role of a broader life coach, especially when she's talking to mothers about how to raise their daughters. During one live stream, she shared this story about a 13-year-old girl who was absolutely terrified when she got her first period, all because nobody had ever prepared her for it. Mena uses this story to really passionately push the mothers in her audience to open up those lines of communication with their own kids. And just like that, the platform evolves. It stops being just about fertility and becomes this space for really vital conversations that might be considered taboo or just aren't happening in some families. She expands into topics like hygiene, body positivity, and just making sure the next generation of women is way more informed. Now, you might be thinking, this is all free on YouTube, right? Well, yes and no. There's definitely a clear business model at play here. This public forum is doing two things at once. It's building a community, and it's also acting as a funnel for a more personalized paid service. So all through the broadcast, Mena will share her WhatsApp number. She invites women who have really complex cases, or very specifically those who are trying to have a boy, to contact her privately for a follow-up. The free advice on the live stream builds trust, and that trust then funnels interested viewers towards her paid one-on-one consultations.
And of course, to make that paid service seem legit, success stories are absolutely key. Mena is constantly sharing testimonials from women who, after following her private advice, got the result they wanted. And as you can see from this quote, these stories, especially the ones about having a boy after having several daughters, act as incredibly powerful social proof for her audience.
Okay, so as we start to wrap this up, let's just zoom out and ask the big question. Why is this model so powerful? Why are thousands of women turning to a YouTube live stream for something so incredibly critical? Well, the answer seems to lie in a few key, very human needs. It really boils down to these four things. First, there's agency. Mena literally tells her viewers to be your own doctor, which gives them a real sense of control. Then there's community, which ends that awful feeling of being isolated in your struggle. Accessibility is huge. You get direct advice without waiting for an appointment. And maybe the most important one of all, hope. She offers a promise that there are solutions out there. And this all brings us to a final, really important question. In a world where formal medical advice can sometimes feel distant or cold or impersonal, it's clear that platforms like MetaLads are filling a huge void. So it really makes you wonder, what role are these online communities going to play in our health decisions in the future? It leaves us thinking about how all of us will find answers and make choices about our own bodies in the years to come. Thanks for tuning in.